Greetings, my friends. We are all interested in energy, for that is how we power our appliances. And remember, my friends, energy management in the future will affect your management of energy in the future. You are interested in the unknown, mysterious, and seemingly unexplainable facts about energy. That is why you are here. And now, for the first time, we bring you to a hastily and cheaply made B video of this fateful subject. The definitions, the explanations, my friends, we cannot keep them a secret any longer. Let us list the facts. Let us demonstrate with bad analogies. My friends, can your heart stand the shocking facts about? Before we can talk about managing energy, we have to talk a little bit about how energy is measured. You can equate voltage to the measure of the pressure that allows electrons to flow, and amperage as a measure of the volume of electrons passing a certain point, also known as current. Ohms can be compared to a measure of the resistance to the flow of electrons, while watts are like a measure of energy transfer, or how fast the energy can move from one place to the other. Now, we could go on discussing these and other electrical basics and even show you multiple formulae that demonstrate the relationship between all of this, but it won't give us a lot of clarity. Instead, I've created an analogy to help explain how this all relates to energy. Remember, it's an analogy, so it won't be perfect. But maybe it'll help make more sense of this complex subject. Or not. Let's say you have two tanks. One tank is full of water and the other is empty. Let's connect these two tanks together using a pipe. The pressure that will force the water through the pipe can be seen as the volts in the system. The greater the pressure, for instance, a big cover smashing down on that water to increase the pressure, the more voltage you have. The volume of water in the system could be considered the amps, which, as you can see, is now going through the pipe. But also notice that the pipe is a smaller width than the tank, so there's a resistance to how much water can get through the pipe at any one time, which can equate to ohms. The process of transferring power, or the rate at which the full tank empties and the empty tank fills, can be equated to watts. Notice that once the empty tank has enough water to equalize the pressure, the water just sits there. It is still there, but it isn't doing any work. In other words, there is no flow. Unless we add more pressure to one of the tanks, like increasing the voltage. Like I said, not a perfect analogy, but the best I could think of, so hopefully this makes sense of it all. Or not. Did you know our Embassy Owners and Wannabes group has just turned 2 years old? We're waiting for you to join. If you have any interest in Embassy RVs, it's the place to hang out and get to know other wannabes and owners too. There are even ways to get to see an embassy in the wild, so come on by and say hi. The link is in the description below. Be seeing you. If you usually stay at RV parks and are plugged into their power, then more watts don't really help you, so why spend more money on more watts? But if you boondock a lot, where there are no places to plug in, maybe those extra watts will come in handy. Since you're not plugged into anything, you're using the energy from the batteries to power all your systems, and the power is limited. So spending the money on more watts may be the best way to go. If you need your batteries to charge quickly, a 48-volt system may be something to look into, as the higher voltage should charge them faster. Remember, the higher voltage is like the pressure that allows the electrons to flow. It also gives the added advantage of using thinner gauge wiring, which may save on weight. Of course, Who cares about charge time if you plug in at night and drive most days and have an alternator that is charging your batteries as you drive? The batteries will be charged by the time you get to wherever you're going, so a 12-volt system is just fine. And that gives the advantage of not needing to keep an inverter on and adding a DC to DC converter to convert 48 volts to 12 or 120 volts for the most things that you power up. And that saves energy to power your appliances for longer, like air conditioning. In the end, you don't want to determine how good a power system is by just the volts or amps or total watts it may have. You need to base it more on the safety of the system, on what you need to power, and how you're going to actually use your batteries. Answering those questions will determine what power you need and allow you to focus on more important aspects of the build and how they fulfill your needs. In energy management 2, I'll talk more about that. Be seeing you.